Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the recent controversy surrounding Nigerian singer and songwriter Tems and the dress she wore to the Oscar ceremony. In this video, we'll discuss the significance of Tems' appearance at the Oscars, Joe Budden's support for her dress choice, and the broader implications, so sit back, relax, and let's get into it.
Gentlemen, today, the Oscars is important, and our movie person is gone.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you know, she had 90 minutes on the
Yeah,
Oscars for
she
us.
did.
She was ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to call her, though. I'm going to call her.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to call her, because she was tight over the text.
I watched it.
If you're leaving the Oscar recap to me, I'm going to talk about that the Tems had on.
Little church flow.
Helps you understand racism a little more.
Black lady church flow.
Helps you understand racism just a little bit more.
What?
That's all I thought when I looked at the TV.
Where you get that from, fam? Please tell me. Yeah, you gotta. Come on.
I
don't get it.
I hate when these two do that.
Why is it? I didn't get the racism. I didn't get that part.
I was curious to see where you're going with this one.
See, thank you. Even the white man didn't get it.
All right, true.
Thank you.
Well, the Oscars is a white event.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
With white people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not typically for musicians, which is art. Nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So Tems wrote a song. So she's there now. She would normally be there. But she ain't never been there before. So, I mean, she wear what she want to wear, which is a big ass hat to block everybody from behind her from seeing the show.
Joe, if she would have
and
been
them
at the
white
Grammys,
people faces. No, the Grammys
hot.
we can understand because we put on big. We make a spectacle of ourselves. The white people do not. They put their good suit on and sit right, and even the little voice to come on. This movie was nominated. This movie came out in 1990, and she has won.
Yes.
It's like studious.
Yes.
And they keep panning the Tems.
Blocking the view.
I would have been tight.
I'm not that hat
Them
off.
white
by
people
mistake.
tight.
I would have been.
Nah, that hat would have had to go.
And they have a right to be.
Yo, my man.
They have a right to be.
But the fun part was Tems was none the wiser. Every time she was smiling, cheese and clapping.
The hat got
She didn't realize she had to take the hat off.
But she didn't have to. Whoa.
She didn't have to.
She
take
didn't have to
anything
take the
off.
hat off. They got a code switch now.
What
What do you mean?
You blocking
She
people
got
from
to
watching
take the hat
show?
off depending on who's sitting behind her.
Come on, Joe.
Anybody that need her to take the hat off wouldn't be sitting behind her.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Because she was sitting in the
She's
theater
seated where she's supposed to be seated, which
Yeah.
is I wrote the song in this movie that did $1 billion in the first 2 weeks.
and she performed it tonight.
And Rihanna's
I'm performing.
performing, and that's my shit I want to see. I need a close-up seat to see. She's where, and that seat had her name on it that morning.
Oh, no, for sure.
They didn't know she was wearing that hat though. They'd moved around some things.
It's my seat.
I'm with you. They would have
Listen,
moved around some things.
I am going to call Melissa, not right now. I want to see what us 5 idiots can come up with for the Oscars. But I really didn't. I didn't see it. I wasn't watching it. Keeb says the viewership was up. I don't see how that can be with the slap last year, but fine.
Rihanna.
Well, that's
We just saw it with Super Bowl.
Rihanna.
Hey, not for nothing. The slap probably brings more viewers to see if some.
See
But that's
how it gets
ignorant,
addressed?
It is, but
We
people like
ignorant.
that.
We want to see if some more niggas gonna happen on Oscars.
The Oscars,
Or just how they address it.
The Oscars are trying to bury the shit when in reality, that's
need to
probably the
promote it.
most talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most talk
They need to.
about the Oscars that's happened in 20 years.
I
Probably.
mean, they made some jokes on it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he did a good job. Jimmy Kimmel was the host.
Mm-hmm.
He touched on. I think he touched on it tastefully. Like he ain't go over the top. I think he touched on it tastefully. He said, "Yo, if anything happens this year, I want y'all to do the same exact thing y'all did last year. Absolutely nothing. Actually, give the assailant 19 minutes to talk about himself, and then give him some hugs at the end." And everybody started laughing. It was a little shot at Will, but
And there was at the end, he did the years without an incident thing. He had a
did.
little board, and now 1 year without an incident.
So
yeah, I mean,
I think it was cool. I
They
think,
kept it cute.
They had to touch on it to lighten the air in the room,
Yeah.
but without ODing.
why is that shit that serious?
Fam, it's an all-white event.
I
Two of the
get it,
biggest
man.
stars in the world. Somebody at Will Smith's magnitude smacking somebody publicly.
If that slap did all that, wait till they find out about dicks.
There was a bunch of slaps and whips and everything.
Lord.
Fam.
The white people might ride with us if they just learn what they did.
Depend on
Some of them, no.
I'm not making a racist. I'm not making a racist. Come on, we having a fun pod. No racism.
No, I think some of the viewership was up because people wanted to see Angela Bassett win.
Tems, who wore a stunning white gown designed by Lever Couture. The dress had a massive sculptural element around her head and a voluminous skirt that covered several seats at the ceremony. While her outfit was a bold fashion statement, it sparked mixed reactions online, with some praising her courage and others criticizing her for being inconsiderate and blocking the view of other guests. One of the individuals who supported Tems's outfit choice was rapper and podcast host Joe Budden. In a segment of his podcast, Budden discussed the significance of Tems's appearance at the Oscars, particularly because she was a co-writer in the song Rihanna performed that night. He applauded her for using the opportunity to showcase her talent and represent Nigeria on the global stage. Budden's co-hosts, Ice and Ish, however, weren't so keen on the dress blocking the view of people behind. Budden defended Tems, arguing that she had a right to wear whatever she wanted and that the Oscars should have provided better seating arrangements to avoid such a situation. He also pointed out that the ceremony is known for showcasing bold fashion statements, and Tems's dress was just another example of that. While some may argue that Budden's opinion was biased, his point is valid. The Oscars are known for their extravagant fashion choices, and attendees are expected to dress to impress. Tems' dress was an excellent representation of her personal style and culture, and it's admirable that she chose to stay true to herself rather than conform to conventional fashion standards. That being said, there is a valid argument that guests should be considerate of others around them and avoid blocking their views. The Oscars are an important event for those in attendance, and everyone deserves to have a clear view of the stage. It's possible that the seating arrangements could have been improved to ensure that everyone had a good view of the ceremony. On the other hand, it's important to remember that fashion is a form of self-expression and art. Just like a painting or sculpture, a dress can evoke emotions and spark conversations. Tems' dress was no different, and it's exciting to see a newcomer to the Oscars' red carpet taking bold fashion risks. Furthermore, it's worth noting that Tems' dress was designed by Lever Couture, a Nigerian fashion house that specializes in creating avant-garde, statement-making pieces. By wearing their dress to the Oscars, Tems not only showcased her personal style but also shone a light on the talent and creativity coming out of Nigeria's fashion industry. In many ways, Tems's dress was a symbol of representation and inclusion. As a Nigerian artist, she brought her culture and heritage to the Oscars ceremony, which is often criticized for its lack of diversity and representation. By wearing a Nigerian designer and showcasing Nigerian fashion, she brought attention to the talents and creativity coming out of Africa. African fashion has a rich and diverse history that spans centuries and reflects the cultural, social, and economic influences that have shaped the continent over time. From traditional garments and textiles to modern designs that fuse traditional and contemporary styles, African fashion is a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the continent's designers and creatives. The historical context of African fashion is rooted in the continent's diverse cultural and social traditions. Throughout Africa, dress and fashion have played a significant role in defining identity, expressing social status, and conveying cultural values. Traditional textiles such as kente cloth in Ghana and wax print fabrics in West Africa have long been used as symbols of cultural identity and pride. These textiles are often intricately woven or printed with vibrant colors and intricate patterns that reflect the cultural and social traditions of their respective communities. Over time, African fashion has evolved to incorporate new styles, fabrics, and designs that reflect the changing cultural, social, and economic landscape of the continent. Moreover, Tems's appearance at the Oscars also highlights the role of fashion in cultural diplomacy. As a co-writer of the song performed by Rihanna that night, Tems was able to use her appearance at the ceremony to showcase the richness and diversity of African culture to a global audience. Through her dress choice and her presence on the red carpet, Tems was able to challenge the dominant narratives of African fashion as exotic or ethnic, and demonstrate the contemporary and innovative styles emerging from the continent. Overall, Joe Budden's support for Tems's dress choice is a reflection of the growing interest and appreciation for African fashion and culture on a global scale.